Hey, welcome back to Hypermine Vanilla. This is Lapis Lauri. We're building up. Up. We've adjusted the size of the top of our steampunk building here today. We are just having a great morning. It is April Fool's. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not having a great morning. It means I really am. Got up, got my coffee, we're ready to go. And so we are just building up these corners a little bit here on this top layer. Let's have a look-see here. When I left off, we were working on a few things steampunky, and that's what we're doing again. On this last story up here, I have put this little brass container. It's supposed to represent brass with the yellowy color. And it's going to be like a boiler, and so I'm going to have like a piston on the outside edge, and I'm going to bring this side out a little farther. I don't think it's far enough out into the building. I'm actually going to like bring it out, like farther out, like make it longer. So that's my plan. And now I have to be aware that our friend Snow Crash is on, and he's probably going to have some shenanigans for us today for April Fool's. I'm surprised he hasn't been up here being sassy. So we'll have to watch for him. Albanakers is on today too. He's out working on his bank, which is going to be quite lovely. If you guys haven't seen Albanaker's stuff, you need to go check him out. He is one tremendous builder. Today, on the server, I'm just trying to think of how big I want this to be. Pretty big, I'm thinking. I'm getting to the point over here where if I don't want that to be square, because see, I don't think that one is. Is it? No, see, I've got something going on here. Are they all that way? I think it was just that way to build it out. Okay. So this is going to have to come out, I'm thinking beyond the building slightly. Let's find out how far. I think like at least 2 or 3 because we want it to look like it's something extra, not just like a yellow chunk on it, right? We'll have room to do pipes and things, steampunk pipes. It'll be cool. There. No extra bits on that one because it'll be impossible to go get it from the outside unless I scaffold up. Yeeps. I don't think that's going to happen. So, I'm really enjoying the steampunk aspect of this. I think it's kind of cool. I just have kind of ran with it. I'm trying to find different things that represent steampunk and what goes on with that. I built like a test boiler outside the back of my house, and Snow came and helped me kind of with some of the finer points of the design, which is cool. As far as the outer edges and I guess that's as far as that needs to go. We're good. Build this one up, and I think that's going to be tall enough for what I want. I don't think it'll be an issue. We'll light this up because I don't want bad guys spawning in the tank. They'll be like, "Hey man, we're just up here being bad guys, hanging out." Which would be funny, but not always the best thing. So we're going to build this out a little bit, and then I'll get on with the show of making the piston on the outside edge. I'm going to have to go get some scaffolding, which will be super entertaining and dangerous. And I'm hoping against hope that shenanigans will not happen while I'm out on the edge. Living on the edge will be just a real thing. Yes, it will be a real thing. And I think, I don't know if I'll leave this open or not out here for a minute. We'll have to see. I think we'll close off part of it, and this is where we'll start our scaffolding from. Whew, ha. A little bit of a stress test for your heart right there. Alright, we'll leave it like that, and we'll come over here and be able to get into our stairway a little bit. Whew, there we go. Alright, so we've got a little thing to go in and out. That's just our walkway. We'll just have to live with putting it back up there as we go. Okay, that seems to be a better size for it. And we'll go have a look at our sample over here. Way over here. Let's go. The piston wheel pump thingy. Let's look at that. It's like a wheel that goes around, then it cams with this piston that comes around. Then moves. So this will go, this will go around. Give you the dizzy effect right there. And this you could kind of tell I've just torn it apart to get the blocks. So yeah, that's kind of what we're after. It's going to be, 9 by 9 in the wheel shape. So that'll be a cog on the other side, and this side will have some different ones. Now if you notice our shape up here changed slightly, we did have it more of a square on top. Uh-oh, here comes snow. shenanigans himself. And it looks a lot better now. Hi, Snow. We rounded the corners off that I was doing when we first came in, so that it looks a little less protuberant on the corner. Although I don't know if I like it rounded or not. I mean, I've already done it, so it's kind of a little. It's too late to turn back now. So I do like it. This is a fun thing that we worked on over here to make sure that this was going to be the right size and shape. And we'll put it up over there in just a little bit, guys. See you soon. Okay, we are back here in our steam engine tank. And I have added a little bit of yellow wool here to make it look like a little shine highlight from the outside, just to give it a little bit of added dimensionality. And I'm gonna, is that dimensionality? Is that a word? Added dimension, yes. We're gonna bravely pillar out here on our light gray clay and make the cam wheel that's going to go here to run the steam engine. And I have plans to make like water connect to the wagon wheel outside where it's going to be pouring down. And then we're going to have some gearing and some tubes and things to make this look kind of really steampunky. So there's an idea for that I've got going on. Maybe a water faucet that I had thought to come out the thing to run through the wagon wheel. Because, you know, the power would be transferred inside somehow. I don't know that I necessarily have to exactly duplicate that, but that's just my idea for it. Okay, so let's do this the proper way. We're going to have a few things here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the switch for this, we need to make a cobble thing here. Because once I get this up here, I'm not coming back, let me tell you. Let's put that lever right here. We're going to turn it on. And then we will put a single redstone block right there. And that's going to be the center for our wagon wheel. I'm going to go to... Uh-oh. I may be too high up. Let's see if I can pillar from over here. If I can get just a little bit lower. Is that as low as it goes? Eek! I have to get lower. How low can we go? Alright, let's dig this. Alright, I'm going to have to come from here, though. That's just how it's got to be. It's how it's got to be, man. Gotta come from underneath. We'll just have to modify our house a little bit. We'll just come out here. We'll be alright. Be brave. Okay, here we are. Right, so this has got to be 1, 2, 3. And this will also come out 3 on this side. That's how we had that planned. There we go. And then for underneath here, we're going to have also like that. I guess I better get my wood axe ready to go. And so it's going to be 3 on either side of this. I'm going to have to pillar a little bit. Ooh, so scary. Shift, please. And so this will have a single one here. And 1, 2, 3. I don't think I came out far enough. Because it should have just been... yeah, here. I feel like that is not big enough for what I needed to do. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3, and then there was been 1 in the corner. Eek. I think I feel like I have to come out 1 more for this, and that means I got to go 1 more down. Oh, time out. Let's go look at the thing across the way. Let's go. Right, we will just purl. We'll just end a purl down here and go look at our example to be sure of what we're doing. I may have to bring it up. I think I gotta go 4 on the spindles on this side. Because if you look, it's got 1 block that's in between. Ow. Fall damage from the jump beacon boost. Let's head over here. Landing the cows. Right by the barbecue. Oh, it's only 3. And apparently it is 2. 1, 2 on either side. Okay, well that was my mistake. I miscounted. Well, we can correct it now. No worries. And here's where we pillared out. Easy peasy to fix. Easy peasy. Okay, so 1, 2, and then yes, we will just chop this one out and that one out, and we are good. And now we just have to come over here and get the other sides. Pop, don't miss. Whew, scared me. It scared me. I didn't know if I was going to make it. 1, 2, and this will go up 3. 1, 2, 3, and come across here. Okay, we're going to just pop this out here across like this. Make the top 1, 2, put it right there, and then we'll have to put a filler block here real quick to make the corner. And we'll come across on this side and kind of repeat the same thing. And eventually we're just going to end up exactly with the wheel that I showed you over at the homestead that we had kind of planned out. And what I'll do is we'll make this cross piece right here, and I'll go ahead and build it out and come back to you guys when it is a circle. See you soon. Okay, welcome back. We've got our wheel, yay! So now we have to put the connecting rod shaft that's going to go on the piston that goes to this little engine that we're going to make here. And so on the other side we had a metal trap door that goes on the end. So let's go ahead and make that. No, it's a pressure plate. Okay, 4. Yes, that's how it goes. And so that's going to go on the end. And my friend Vibe Raider and his friend Popwarp on the contingency server, or the conspiracy server, I can't remember which. You've got 2 of them. Showed me how to do this one day when I was making a lamp, how to put the metal gate, what am I trying to say here? Trapdoor, metal trapdoor, and get it to look like it's facing down. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And how you do that is you take your lever and you flip it down. Ta-da! Okay, so, but it's not where I want it to be. Now what we have to do is use a piston and shove it down. So we're going to do that. We put a couple blocks up here so we can set the piston in place. Dun, da, da, dun, 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 like this. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. And so now if I can get in here correctly, pistons are always kind of fun to get. Oh, it's got to be one more. Hang on, let's put another block in there. Let's put another block in there. Nope, up 1. Okay. And you put it facing down, and then you put a lever next to it and activate it. No, next to it. Next to it. Okay, give me that back. Okay, got it. Yay. Got it. And we'll stick it right here and activate the piston. And ta-da! Now the trapdoor is exactly where we want it. We get rid of our extra blocks. Yay! Oh! Of course I've chopped the wrong one. Alright, well, we've got to repeat that whole process. See you back here in a minute. Okay, so we fixed our trapdoor, and we're going to extend this shaft out so that we can add the actual piston head that will go here. And we're going to make it a little bit thicker. So we'll add 4 pieces here on the side, and we'll come again on the bottom and do the same thing. And then we'll kind of scaffold around on this side. Ooh, trying not to fall off. And do the extra bits on this end. Dum, dum. So they come out here like this, and this is the part that will actually make the wheel turn over there, the cam action that's going to happen, if you can imagine that. And we'll have to figure out a way to kind of make it look like it's connected to something here on the main part of the tank, or at least nearby it, so that it looks like it's doing something. Now, I don't just want it hanging here, but we'll work on it. We'll put the stairs here, and this will make it rounded a little bit more, not quite so starkly squarish. I know it's hard to do with small shapes in Minecraft. If this were a ginormous type build twice the size, we could easily do this, make it look like a full circle, but we're just gonna have to wing it for now. So we've got that done, and we'll carefully pop out these blocks so that we don't fall to our death down below. We're up pretty high. Even with feather falling, I think that would take some hits. I spent a lot of time in the Ender Farm repairing stuff recently, getting all the XP balls. So let's put this here and come out and do these last little bits of stairs, and they'll look nice. And then we can do the last little bit, which I think is kind of an exciting piece. I don't know if anybody will ever notice it. I just thought it would be kind of cool. Now I realize that, you know, true piston heads don't have any kind of texture. They're super smooth. But I want to put like an iron fence railing in here because I think it just gives it a little added texture. It kind of reminds me of an exhaust tip, maybe. So we're just gonna wing it. No, really. Yes. That. Yes, right there. Okay. So we're going to make our iron fence, and we're going to pop one right in the middle. Now, I thought about putting a light behind it, but, you know, they truly don't have light. So, but I don't know. We'll have to worry about some lighting up here eventually because there will be mobs that spawn up here. But I think we're just not going to be able to help that. As long as there's not too many creepers try to kill us all the time. And how often are we going to be up here? That's a thing. But I do try to consider lighting safety in my builds, so I'll have to think about that. I'm not real sure how I'm going to accomplish that yet. I don't really want to have like torches everywhere, but I may not be able to help it. So we're going to clear out this scaffolding. We're pretty much done with the tank today. I think it turned out all right. The only thing left to do is to put like a little steam tank that goes up there. And we'll get this cleared away, and I'll come back to you guys once we have that planned out. See you soon. Okay, so we're going to make our steam exhaust stack. We're going to bring this up with this nice yellow clay so it matches the actual brass color that's down below. And I hadn't thought about if I wanted to add the yellow wool on this part of it, but we're definitely going to put these ladders in here so we can get up and down to the top of this, because we're going to have to come back up here eventually, I think. Especially if I want to change anything, this will make it just so much easier to have it here in advance. And so we'll go ahead and pop the ladders up as we go to build it. And I had done a little bit of a pre-planning before, so that we've built this actually and know what it's supposed to be like. We're going to build it up kind of tall. I want it to extend past the roof, so I think this will be tall enough. And we'll have it widen out just a little bit with these brass blocks like this. Not quite as tall as Woolly's, but definitely taller than Snow's. So we'll go ahead and put these on to make it look like a little burnt edge to the brass, you know, so it gets darker where the smoke and steam comes and heats it up. That's kind of what the idea of it is. That, and it's just a little bit of contrast. So we'll walk around here with our super special sneaky skills with these stairs. Eek! Of course, there's always one that's backwards. Let's get our axe. Where's it at? There it is. And we'll pop that right back in here. Put the stairs back where they belong. Shifty shift. And away we go. Now the other part of this plan is that someone had mentioned that I use glass, white and gray glass, as part of the steam that's going to come out the top. And I'll have to go back and look and see who recommended that. I don't know if it was in actual stream that somebody said it or if they said it on my last episode, but I'll try and go back and look and give them a shout out. So we've pretty much established this, and what we're going to do now is go ahead and start with our glass. I'll have to pillar up just a little bit to get started, and we'll use the white and gray right here, and we have slab this to keep the mobs down. So let's go ahead and get some clay for just scaffolding and building blocks to put up here. Hop, hop, and we'll start with some of our lovely glass. We'll put white down, and then we'll scatter a little bit of gray here and there for it, just to make it look a little more natural, a little more depth. Now, I don't know how much of this I got to put up here, but I had to turn my cloud on for the first time in forever, because this is actually up above the cloud level. It comes in right about middle of the yellow tank down there. And I had to watch which direction that the clouds went, and they do head to the west. I never can remember. To know which way I have to put the smoke or steam coming out to make sure it's going in the right direction. I don't want it to go opposite of the wind, because that would just be strange. So as we put this in here, we'll put a couple blocks in, and when I put the clay next to it, it's going to make it a single pane, but it won't stay that way. So what's going to happen is that when I come back and remove the clay, then it will just come back to the little white X's, which is what I want it to be. It'll look like little puffs of steam. So we're just going to build this up a little bit and pop it in here and make it look all festive. And I don't know how much I'm going to stick in here. No, not like that. I want them to be individual panes, not like flat pieces, because that kind of defeats the purpose of what I'm working on. And we'll just kind of build this up around, and then once we're done with that and get rid of the clay blocks, it'll look really nice. We'll just put a bunch of them in here, scatter the colors a little bit, try to get them in a couple different places all around, and then it'll just be fun. It'll be right. So I may have to come back and add some white or some extra stuff on here. I'm just going to try it for now and see how it turns out, just to see how it looks. See how when I bust that out, it comes right back to the little glass squares, which is what I want. Gives a little more dimension instead of just the thin piece of glass. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I like it. It's a nice touch, so whoever recommended that, thank you. If I don't find your name, then I'm sorry, but I do remember it was mentioned. I can't remember who said it right off. So there you go. Looks good. So we will go ahead and hop down here, and definitely we'll put our ladders back in so that we can get back up here again. And I had thought about putting a glowstone up here too, but you know, we'll see how it goes. I'm kind of stingy with my glowstone right now because it's in short supply. Let's put another one here so it looks like it's actually coming out. Yeah, that works. Keeps things from coming down the ladder from up above if they do spawn up there. And I think in this area we'll go ahead and make a solid piece so that the ladder can be climbed from inside too. We'll go ahead and pop that in, and then we will put a ladder right here so that we can access the roof up there in case we want to add some more things. I'm afraid I'm going to end up adding more white just to make it look like you can see it better from a distance. We'll pop over to the top of the town hall just to be sure. So we'll head over there now and we'll be right back. Alright, we've ender pearled over. Look, it's the little engine that could. There it is. It's chugging away with its little choo-choo. Actually, it's just a steam engine. It's going to go tunk, tunk, tunk when it runs. But I could tell that I think I might want to add some more of that white up there. So we'll try to do that off camera, but you guys get the idea of what's going on. And thanks for coming with me on Hypermine Vanilla today. We'll see you next episode. Bye!